The university is a research-intensive university. The priorities at Chapel Hill are to be a global campus. Then if you look at our research infrastructure, our research base, we're almost at $1 billion. We're getting close to $1 billion. Almost half of that is coming from the medical school and biomedical sciences, and this would be impossible without the resources of the library. Virtually, completely impossible. So the library is part and parcel of this movement. The university cannot become a global university unless the libraries, including the health science libraries, become libraries recognized as libraries that support global universities. Realistically, what's happening in Chapel Hill today is important to people anywhere on the planet, and conversely, what happens anywhere on the planet is important to Chapel Hill.
One really exciting initiative that we're working on right now is to globalize our curriculum.
Global health is one of the major essentials. So we are charged with integrating global health throughout our curriculum.
The world has been changing in the last 20-30 years, but it's now going to be changing even faster. It's not going to be a US-centric world. It is going to have multiple centers of strength and power. I think our citizens and our students need to really get used to this idea.
And there is no organization from another country that visits us that doesn't want to somehow figure out a way to have a virtual library connected to UNC Health Sciences Library.
I relied really heavily on all of those skills while I was in India. The HSL was, I think, I don't know what I would have actually done. I don't think I could have done my internship actually and actually been able to produce a literature without the support that I got from here.
My work is mostly based in East and Southern Africa, and I do research on HIV in Tanzania and South Africa primarily. You've been very good about helping me look in other types of databases and in other places for the kind of literature that's really going to inform the work that I do.
In my busy day, I don't have time to do the depth of searching, and they just already know where it is. What we find really helpful is the level of teaching that we get from the library, of your readiness to come over and do faculty development.
And I have large cohort studies in a number of countries. I mean, I'm getting 2 or 3 articles a day from your system. It's enormously helpful, the major subscriptions we have to major sets of journals. An awful lot of those journals are no longer based in the U.S. and they're global.
About 10 years ago, we built facilities in Malawi, constructed facilities. And one of the priorities was have them train a librarian for the country, essentially. That's the health science library in the city of Lilongwe, the capital, is the UNC Health Science Library UNC project. But that makes our Malawi program 10 times stronger than it would be without that.
Part of that design was to have a small library. And the purpose of that library was to serve the clinical faculty, the research faculty, and all the students that came that were both from UNC as well as students that we trained from Malawi. A lot of it was predicated on the fact that students could get the information that they need in the field and do the research that they needed. And without that component, I can't say for sure that those grants would have been successful. So in terms of the standard research and the clinical care, certainly it would not have been at the level that it is now. You know, people depend on that library to be there.
I think the Malawi Satellite Library is such a powerful model, and I know that needs resources to replicate that in other settings.
What we cannot do under any circumstances is kind of step back. The libraries are at the center of the University of North Carolina, the Health Science Library and the undergraduate library. The collections, and not just this kind of historical, collection, but the kind of forward thinking about how are we going to communicate medical information quickly for the sake of scholarship and teaching. That is absolutely critical to our missions. We have a unique health sciences library. This doesn't go on everywhere.